So, guys, it's not about how we spend, guys. It's just we're taking a lot of bang on our buck. So, special teams has been kind of a serious approach because previous years we didn't give a shit about special teams. Because the last year and the other previous seasons, it kind of came down to special teams. If last year didn't teach us otherwise that you need to take special teams seriously, then I don't know what is. Luke Gefford, you heard it, special teams, linebacker. Um, a guy like Jason Panuck and Richie Grant, they all add some depth in the secondary, but they are special teams. Trey Brown, he can add special teams, but he can play nickel or outside spot if I'm mistaken. Um, I mean, the blocking tight end Luke Farrell, he gives you special teams, but he is a reliable backup, so he can play an important role in this blocking game because Charlie Warner last year, when he left to the Falcons, it was a huge loss. People didn't really take it as a serious loss because they probably thought, oh, we can replace him with another blocking tight end. But Eric Sober didn't quite do well as a blocker as everybody thought. So that needed to be addressed, and it got addressed. We're changing from a 12 personnel, so we're gonna do two tight end sets and just one running back. Getting Demarcus Robinson's a huge plus because he fits our system, and he's ascending, so we got him as a bargain. So he was worth the signing. Wasn't like it was like a bonus to get him. Um, Mac Jones, getting him as a backup quarterback was a bonus for 2 years. So a lot of these guys kind of give you some ideas. We're going young, we're going cheaper, but we're not playing around. So getting a long snapper who's almost 40 years old is like, damn, is he? Cause he must be really good to just get this guy signed. You know what I mean? But I feel like we got a lot of talent. We got a lot of chances to see what these young guys could do. So as far as my overall grade, we'll start off with Luke Farrell. Luke Farrell would be like a B minus because maybe you look at the blocking game and you might take it very seriously because we're gonna start running the ball pretty well because you need that kind of guy. And maybe he might surprise us and catch the ball and be effective. So who knows? He might be the most underrated pickup. So you can't judge the signing. Yes, paying this guy $20 million is insane just for a third tight end who could be our backup. That's crazy to pay this guy $20 million. But can he actually be a huge factor in our offense? Probably so. As a blocking tight end, he could. He opens up for Kittle to not take too much pressure on blocking. Who knows? You look at Trey Hodges Tomlinson. I mean, you look at potential and upside. I got to give it a C because we haven't seen enough, but he was very good in college football. I like his upside. He was a Jim Thorpe Award winner for a reason. I feel like there's a lot to look into. The potential's there. The talent, he can be a starting caliber guy. You look at Jason Panuck. Man, this one's intriguing. I gotta say a B minus because his versatility is so good. He can play. He can play some nickel. He can play safety, any spots. He reminds me of Jimmy Ward. He gives me that Jimmy Ward vibe. So I would say B minus because there's something to like about him. He can do good on special teams. Richie Grant, he may be a steal. This guy could be a starting caliber safety at this point. He might even beat out Jair Brown. So I gotta say an A because on tape he looks good. He can tackle. I don't know what happened last year. Maybe he just wasn't fitting into the system with the coach they had, Raheem Morris. They didn't quite fit into that defense. Maybe he got replaced by that. Maybe a change of scenery with us would be good. Then you look at Trey Brown. I will say Trey Brown would be a B minus because don't be fooled by last year because he played under Mike McDonald's defense, but like the previous year playing under Pete Carroll, he played pretty well. I don't think he's quite a man coverage guy. That just isn't his game. Playing zone coverage is something he can excel at. So we kind of play a lot of that zone coverage. That would fit his game pretty well. So I say B minus because he's not afraid of tackling. He can play outside. He kind of gives you that DJ Reed kind of player. He can do that. He's not afraid of tackling. So he gives you that kind of dog mentality. I mean, you look at the punter, or not the punter, I mean the long snapper. John Meeks, if it wasn't for his age, I'd say A plus, but no, it's more of a B minus because he's part an upgrade over Taper Pepper, of course. But as far as like Demarcus Robinson, I gotta say an A. Hear me out on this. He's gonna be very viable because Ayuk's gonna be gone for a little while. And it really depends on how this offense goes. And if he can produce like the way he did with the Rams last year, this could be the most underrated pickup by far. If he can keep this offense afloat, this can go down as a damn good pickup for sure. I think he could be very reliable and all that stuff. And when the Rams had injuries at wide receiver, I even underestimated him and say, oh, they don't have the receivers to overcome this, and I was wrong about it, but he played pretty well, and he can be capable to step in if injuries happen. So I think he's more of a starter. He's going to get more opportunities. So this could be an underrated pickup. I mean, we got him for 2 years for $9 million. That's a steal. The last one, the linebacker, Luke Gefford. I have to say, I give it a C because he's more of a special teams, but he kind of seems like an okay linebacker. Not the flashy signing, but I'm okay with that. I can live with that. But overall, you look at all the signings, they're not too bad. They are just guys who are going to fill in those spots. As far as the draft, we're probably going to go all in on defense line in the draft, or offense line also, but we'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys think of free agency so far. Just by my opinion, overall grade, I gotta say it's a B minus overall. It's not as bad of signings that you guys think. These are pretty interesting pickups. These can be good depth piece or good guys who can contribute right away. So I wouldn't take this pickup lightly, man. They can turn out pretty good. But let me know what you guys think.